Good afternoon, this is Sherry Wayt, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I wanted to show you today some really quick treat holders for Hershey Kisses that you can use for Halloween, and these are no stamp projects that you can get done quickly and mass produce fairly fast. I used our Toil and Trouble paper and the cat punch, as well as our new bat punch. And I'll show you where you can find all of these in our catalog and how quick and easy it is, and you don't need to stamp a thing. You can just, all you need is scissors and adhesives and some ribbon and you're good to go. So just real quick, I don't know if I held those up really well, but here's the bat. And you can see the kiss in there. And then here's one of the hats, and I used gorgeous grape paper on this one, but you could switch it out and use black or pumpkin pie or whichever you prefer. And then the cat, and I did do the cats in black and orange, which I'll show you what I did. I'm making these for home hospice to hand out. And here's an orange one on the purple. I really like how the color is on this one with the purple behind the orange. And this ribbon is to die for. I can't seem to get enough of this ribbon. I've gone through at least 6 spools of it already. And that ribbon is this black sparkly ribbon that we have in our holiday catalog. You can see how pretty it is. Hi, Natasha. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so let me set these aside, and I really quickly want to show you just how many I made and how quick. These are all of the witch hats that I used, and I only used 2 sheets of our DSP paper, which I'll show you what pack that came from, but that's just 2 sheets of paper and a little bit of cutting, and that right there is nearly 100 treat items. So they're quick and easy to make for your kids' classes or to hand out at the door on Halloween. And then here are the kitty cats, which I really like. I like the orange one the best, but I did go ahead and cut some black because I had some scraps around that I wanted to use. And you actually will cut 2 of these, and I'll show you how. And then I also did a bunch of the little bats on with the moon background. Okay, so let's get started. So what I used here is I used our new glimmer paper, which comes in our holiday catalog. This is beautiful. It's actually called Joyous Noel, and it comes in 3 colors. And it's really, really pretty and sparkly. And it's that great kind of glitter paper where you can touch it and you don't have glitter all over your hands. And it punches out really well with our punches. Then I used the Toil and Trouble DSP, and this is actually pretty unique. We have Christmas DSP that's like this, where we are able to use our framelit set with it. I didn't use it for this project because I wanted to maximize my paper usage, but you're able to cut out certain shapes in this pack of paper. There's a cauldron and a cat and a witch and the hat, which if you cut out the hat, you have some white space around the hat, which I didn't want for this project. But it's really great paper. A lot of fun things you can do with this paper. And I've seen some cards made with it as well. And just to quickly show you where you can find these items, we also have the cat punch we're going to be using, which this is a carryover item into our current catalog. And the 1 1/4 inch punch, which is in our main catalog, as well as the bat punch. And I only used this big one right here, but you could use varying sizes or put multiples on a treat package if you wished. And to find those items, you can find them on page 210 and 211 in our annual catalog. You'll see our punches are right here, and then we have the cat punch right there. And I did go ahead and put a hostess code up for anybody that might want to use that. If you have an order under $150, go ahead and use that code. If not, then just, if your order is higher, please don't use the code. And then in our holiday catalog, you'll find the glimmer paper on page 29. along with some other lovely Christmas items, but it's right here. And then it's like the big reveal. I love the holiday catalog. So page 49, you have the Toil and Trouble paper and the glittered organdy ribbon, which is, again, my favorite. I've used a lot of it already for the Halloween stuff that I'm doing for home hospice. And then the bat punch is on page 51. And it comes, there's a stamp, so you can get a 10% discount if you buy the bundle where you get the stamp and the punch. But if you really don't need the stamp, then just get the punch. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start this project. What I did is I pulled out 2 sheets of our DSP, and this is the hat DSP. And what I did is I wanted to know exactly how many I could get, and I think we counted, it's 46. Natasha helped me count them. We were like crossing them off. So what I did is I took the paper and I cut around the edges like so, just so that I could make sure I knew how many hats I had, and I could just cut in and out of those. So you can do as little or as much as you want. And then I went ahead and cut out one so that I could just quickly show you how to cut around it. And it looks like I might have lost it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's been one of those days. Yesterday we had a little minor disaster in our home, so I'm a little bit out of sorts. Okay, so you just take and have your hat, and you're going to just take your scissors. These are the Stampin' Up! Snips. And you're just going to cut around. Let me show you. And you want to kind of move your paper, not your scissors. And it makes it easier. They call this fussy cutting if you've never done it before. Some of us are really good at it, and some of us it takes just a little bit of extra time. And again, you could use the framelits if you want to go run them all through the Big Shot, but you will have a white space around your hat. And before starting this video, I forgot to put on my glasses, so this is a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so I got my hat cut out. So that is really quick. And you'll need one hat, and then we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to prep the parts for this so that we can just adhere it all at the same time. So we're going to go ahead and punch out a circle on this beautiful paper. See how quick and easy that is? This glitter paper is wonderful. And then I like to use up my scraps for little projects like this. I had some little black pieces of scrap paper. I'm going to go ahead, and this is the bat that I liked because it was much bigger. And just go ahead and put that in there. Pop it out. I like this project because it is a no stamp project. Makes it real quick and easy. So there's that one. And we're going to do, for the cat, you want to do 2 cats because you're going to back them up to each other. And I used pumpkin pie paper. Just cut out one. And then another. Okay, so we're pretty much ready with those. We're going to go ahead and prep the fronts of them. And what I did is I used a Stampin' Dimensional between the cat's heads. Just make sure they're going in the same direction. And just line up their little ears like that. And I went ahead and tied my bow ahead of time, but I just made little bows like this. Now, I'm not real good at tying bows on my own, so I use something called a 10-second bow maker, and it was designed by a fellow Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you can find those at 10secondbowmaker.com. I use the heck out of mine. And we're just going to attach it with some glue dots. To the front of the cat. like that. So you're pretty much, that's done. So we'll make the inside part where we put the kiss, but that is how quick that is. And the same for your hat. I just really liked the bow on there. And then for the bat, you'll want to use our mini dimensionals. And these things just came out this past year, I think, maybe 2 years. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I'm in love with them, though. I use a lot of them. So we got the small one here. Go ahead and put that on your moon, however you want. And then on the back, when we attach this, I used a large dimensional on the back side. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Just set it there. And then for our witch's hat, I did the same thing. I don't, can you see that? There's a little dimensional right there. And for the cat, I used glue dots. So they're attached with glue dot. And so for the base that you're going to put your kiss in, we'll go ahead and set these aside. These are just little strips of paper, and they're cut at 1 by 4. And I wrote it here so you can pause the video and see it if you need to do this later. It's cut at 1 by 4 and score by 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to go ahead and do that. I just need to clear a spot really quick. And the Stampin' Up! Scoreboard is something you definitely need if you don't have it in your inventory. And I went ahead and put my markers at 1, 2, and 3. And you're just going to score long ways. 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to do 2 purples and a black. Normally I would just do all this ahead of time, but I wanted to show you just how fast this is to make these little treats. Okay, so we're good there. And then what I did is I just go ahead and fold them around like this on all those score lines. And use the fast fuse. We have this, it is a discontinued product, but the refills, if you already have your holder here, the refills are on our clearance rack right now for $3.50. And I prefer it for treats like this, but our tear and tape works really good as well. So when this is gone, that's what I'll be using. And let's see if I can get it. Oh, get it out. Put a little adhesive. You kind of want a strong adhesive when you're doing treat holders, because if you don't have it strong, they just kind of fall apart when they're being handled a lot. The other thing you can use is our Tombow glue, and that works really well. You just kind of have to hold it for a minute when you do that. So here we have already made one, and here's just the one we're going to put the cat on. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside and then do these others real quick. And you can burnish these with your bone folder, but I found it really doesn't make any difference because you're going to be stretching them out anyways to put that Hershey kiss in there. Hello, Jane. I see you joined me. Thank you for joining. These would be really fun projects for kids too, because there isn't any stamping involved. There's no inks, no blocks, nothing like that. Just some scissors and paper. Okay. So we have all of our little tents made like this. And some people will put their kisses in first, but I put mine in last. So I'm going to go ahead and just take off the back of the dimensional, pop it on here so you can see how quick these are. So there we go. We have our little treat holder already made, and you can just fill it up with the Hershey Kisses. And then our bat one. And then for the cat, I used the glue dots. You could use a dimensional if you wanted to, but I felt like the glue dots worked the best. I kind of wanted him sitting flat. And for this one, do one side and then go in and do your other. Otherwise, you might stick down in the wrong spot. You just stick that glue dot in there. Oh, it didn't come off. Okay. And so there you have the 3. And then I even have our little kisses so I can show you how they go in. So what I do is I just kind of make sure it's real tight and press down the little tag, and then you just pop it in the tent like that. And these measurements will work for any kiss design. So you could use your favorite punches. You can do flowers. You can do breast cancer ribbons, which I did some nuggets for the breast cancer walk here in Midland. Did 950 with some of my friends from home hospice that came over, and we all put those together. And so between the nuggets and the kisses, you can get all kinds of treats. So here we go. Got our 3 little treat holders, and they didn't take very long at all. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for joining me. I'd also like to remind everybody that today, October 10th, is the last day for our Paper Pumpkin special event, which is $5 to join up. And there is a link on my website here on Facebook and on my personal page if you follow me there. Or if you have any questions, just please feel free to send me a message. And you have a blessed day.